Hello guys and welcome back. So now we're going to start looking at modeling this section here, the main section, and I'm going to start with the arc and these guys. I'm not going to be able to recreate everything from scratch as it is. I'm going to use existing geometry that you guys have acquired enough knowledge to recreate and then show you only the new stuff. Okay, let's get started. I've made this profile using a curve as usual. You can see the profile here, and this is the image that I used along, so that's the sampled image. And then I honestly don't remember how exactly I made this. I think it's using a transform, and I placed two circles here, so a soft transform to get these shapes, and then a circles here. But getting this exact shape I think is very easy at this point, so I'm not going to waste time in there. And then the idea is we want to create the arch first, and then use a geometry to cut these holes here, and then place the profile in there. So that's what I'm preparing here. This is the profile. Transforming it, selecting an edge loop here, and then polyfilling that to create a flat face, and then removing everything but that face. And this way I can extrude it and have a thick interior. And I made 3 copies, 2 here, one here, one here, and one in the center that is smaller by just scaling it down. And then I'm going to use this geometry to cut volume from the main arc. And then I made the same copy, did the same thing. Actually I don't need, I may have copied the wrong part here. So let's do this. I copied the same section twice, so I don't need this, and I don't this. Cool. So this is the second part of the where I need the profile. So this is the part I'm going to use for the boolean, and it will make sense very shortly. So I have an arc that I'm going to use to I'm going to use a profile to extrude along. Now the profile is something we're going to create from scratch, and I'm going to start with 2 circles. Sorry, a circle and a square. Oh, come on. Cool. So the idea is we want to create, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a circle here, and then it's a square. There is a square and a basically a 90-degree here and a circle, and that's what we're going to be creating. So I started off with a grid that has 6 faces. I'm going to delete these guys. Sorry, these guys. And then I'm going to place the circle on one of the corners. So there. And I'm going to edit the circle. So let me select a few points from there. And edit. And let's template this. I'm just going to move these guys in. Don't need any Z transformation. I want it to be flat. Okay. And then I'm gonna use a clip. I just need a corner, so let's clip this geometry like that, and then clip it one more time along the Z-axis. Sorry, the X-axis. Yep. And let's run a boolean on this to intersect everything together. Cool. And I'm gonna make sure it's surface for both. And now it's combined. The geometry is combined, and we can use the divide node to delete everything but keep the shell. So with the divide, I'm going to turn off convex and turn on remove shared, and this is going to give me this profile. Now I'm going to mirror it on the y-axis, and this is the profile I'm interested in. I'm going to fuse everything together again and do another divide to to remove that seam in the middle, and then we're gonna play with these guys. So select them, hit R to transform, and then I'm gonna move this in as well. Okay, let's sweep this geometry along this arc. And by now we all know how to do this. And let's skin the geometry. Perfect. And this is the shape I was looking for. Obviously we can do a lot more now, but that's the silhouette I have. Okay, so I want to create the remaining of the arc, and to do that I'm going to take the original curve and simply extrude it. Global transform. I'm gonna hit enter, and I'm going to extrude this. And let me template this so we are the same range. Let's move this guy. They're snapping. Let's move it to 0, 0, so when we extrude, it matches. Cool. And let's extrude it one more time. And then I'm gonna group, I don't have to group, I'm gonna turn on front group, and I'm gonna extrude one more time with that group selected. This guy, and I'm going to extrude up and zero out this. And now we have the full geometry needed. And if we merge everything together, we should have a full geometry. I'm going to make sure to output the back here as well, just in case. Cool. There's a little bit of gap. I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment. Maybe there is an extrude. Yeah, here there is no gap, so probably an extrude that was not done in world space. Is this good? Yeah, I think it's this guy. It's good. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna worry about the gap for now. And then we're going to use this geometry, this guy here, to do the boolean. So the boolean I want to run with only this part, so let's move it here. Okay, and let's create a null. Boolean, this, and this. B minus A. Perfect. We now cut holes inside this geometry. And then the last part is we want to merge this with this part. And that adds the profile on top. Cool, let's move it a bit so you can see it. And maybe we need to edit that as well, but I'm not going to worry at this point. So let's merge everything back again. This is here. And now we have the first part of the section. Let's see how we're going to create this the extension here. Now, honestly, I don't remember how I did every single step from this, but I'm gonna try and recreate some parts. So I'm going to go back here to this area, this part, and I'm going to select, let's do it in a clean way. I'm gonna group points. And by the way, we're going to be doing non-procedural modeling. It's going to be procedural because Houdini is, but we're not going to be worrying about that. So I'm going to be selecting vertices. I'm not going to worry about having anything update at this point. I just need my geometry ready, that's all. So let's select the points. I'm going to transform them in to make it bigger. And I mean, I'm going to try and make it procedural when possible. So see the transform here. Sometimes it doesn't respect the world space, so all you have to do is hop over this icon here, right click, and choose the handle. So it was set to component. I'm going to change it to word, and this way it's going to be fine. Okay, so what I want is I'm going to get these faces and convert them into something more interesting. So we've done this before, but let's do it again. And I'm going to try, I'm trying to think if there is an easy way to select them, but there's not. So I'm going to select the first one, Shift A, and it will find the shortest. We can blast them, and then delete non-selected here. So we have these guys. And I'm going to do a facet to unify each primitive. So each one is unique now. 22. Here's 22. Interesting. Let's see. I'm going to put down a primitive node, and when we scale them, we should scale them locally. Yes. See. So before, without the facet node, everything is combined. With the facet and unique, they are separate. So I'm going to extrude them, and we're going to use their normals, something like that. And then let's add one division, and let's inset them a tiny bit. And I'm going to add a bevel. And let's turn on ignore flat edges, perfect. And turn on the bevel. And let's set this to 3. It's good. And let's merge it back. Just put it back. Cool. So because of the offset, it's scaled in the geometry. I don't need the Z. Is it the Z? Yeah, I don't need to scale them along the Z axis. So this edge at least matches what we had before. And we can also keep the original geometry. We don't have to delete it. We can have something on the back. And then this is the new geometry on top. Cool. So we have something interesting. In the next video, we're going to start creating this main section here, and hopefully continue to do everything else. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in a bit.